Soul of the City.
What's up, St. Louis City fans? This is Soul of the City presented by First Touch Media. I am joined by Ian and Jonah. Ian, I like your hoodie.
Thank you, man. It's a little soft drop we got going.
A little soft drop.
Just so that we, look the part when we're out there doing the interviews and stuff like that. I hope you guys checked out on TikTok. We had an interview with Connor Bayless, a U17 player for the STLSC Academy.
He's going places.
Yeah, make sure you check that out.
Yeah, and come say hi to us. We're going to be outside the stadium this coming Saturday for the game against San Jose. So,
speaking of this coming Saturday, what are we here to do? Educate people.
Win? I was like, big dubs?
Preview the game.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Just a little pregame show,
Yeah.
You get to do the postgame and the pregame. San Jose has 2 MLS Cup victories, neither of them relevant in any way.
When was the last time they won?
2003.
Whoa. Let me think if I could read.
I was a small child.
Yeah, I could barely read at 2003.
Yeah.
was
And the
like
other one
6.
was the year of 9/11. So I think that's just a bad omen.
Oh, man.
Bad omen for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, talk
They've
about
been cursed.
earthquakes. That's such a funny like MLS expansion team name. I don't know. I'm here for the Timbers. Earthquakes just feels like kind of weak to me. Like,
It would be
what
cool
do you
if they
do with
did
that?
something with it. I was saying earlier they should their supporters section should be on hydraulics
Yeah.
and just shake violently like some kind of roller coaster whenever they score a goal or something.
That would be
But
cool.
They don't do that and
Yeah.
they suck because they were 14th in the West last year.
But
last
I've heard that
place.
they're going to be a little bit better this year.
Yeah, they replaced their whole defensive line, goalie, 4 defenders, and they broke their club record transfer fee on a defensive midfielder as well. So
There's a guy from the Bundesliga. What was his name?
Yeah, his name was Gruezo from
Okay.
Augsburg.
Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, so they spent $3.5 million on him. That was their club record. Last year they conceded 69 goals, which was the most in the West. But they did score 52, and they have a lot of the same attack. So they're pretty solid, I think, defensively this year after their changes and going forward as well.
Yeah, I think they in a little bit of research that I did on their defense, Rodriguez, one of their center backs, he was the man of the match in their game against Colorado, and you get the clean sheet and a defender gets man of the match, not the guy that scores the winner. That's saying something.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, just looking at their highlights, there's one player that stands out above the rest.
Oh, absolutely.
Christian Espinoza. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit worried. I'm like, if we're focused, I know how we play as a team press, but whenever you watch an individual player who seems like they could be trouble, you want to maybe think about double teaming them. But I don't know if that's City's game plan. I think they might just stick with the overall press just in general.
I mean, if you can prevent the ball from getting to them, then that's pretty effective.
Yeah.
I think structurally this game will kind of mirror the Austin game in a way.
Could be. Yeah.
They have some pretty potent attackers in Espinoza and
Ebobisse.
Yeah, Jeremy Ebobisse. But they want to have the ball. So their first game of the season they played Atlanta and they scored in the 12th minute or something.
But they probably didn't. I don't think they had possession versus
No, they
Atlanta.
didn't. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I think they let their foot off the gas and they were just we already got a goal.
Yeah.
We're away from home.
Let's
We're going to
defend.
defend and try and hold this out. And they almost did. They lost to 2 wonder goals.
Oh, Thiago Almada.
Both after the 90th minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were
Almada.
just beautiful shot. The last one was a free kick. Just
Bar down, right?
yeah.
No, the
Yeah.
first
one
one was bar down. It was
the
like a
second one-
ball played out to the corner of the box off of a corner.
Yeah.
And he just takes one touch to the right and goes bar down. And then they got a free kick in the 97th.
Yeah.
And he
last
just
kick of the game.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Curls it right around the wall. It's disgusting. But
Yeah.
the other 2 games that they played against Vancouver and Colorado, both of which they've won, they have had 60% possession in both of those games.
Yeah, and Vancouver was more of a low block team. They sat back in, so you kind of see that happening.
Yeah.
Colorado, kind of the same thing. Colorado didn't look that great versus San Jose.
I think they're in a rebuild. One might say.
I that's kind of the impression I got too.
Yeah.
But the Christian Espinoza, he just looks like the truth. And there was one chance early on in the Colorado Rapids game where he rips it from 40 out and he didn't score.
Yeah, it was disgusting. I saw
Yeah,
that.
and the keeper had an amazing save, just like fingertips, but it was
Off
going
the bar.
It was going
Mhm.
top bins.
Yeah,
Like it
it
would have been
was-
perfect. And then his game winner was also like a class goal.
He seems really good.
Yeah.
He was at Villarreal in 2016. When I was
Okay.
looking at his transfer market value, he was worth like $7 million in 2016.
Nice.
And then he ended up moving to what's it called, San Jose in 2020 for like 2.3 mil, which
is he a
it's kind of a big fee.
designated player? We probably gotta
I'm
look
not
that
sure.
up.
Yeah.
I imagine he would be.
He
just
might
'cause,
be.
like, that player of that caliber.
Yeah,
But,
he's that good.
Yeah, well, when I saw him take that shot from way out, and there was some other highlights where you see him take chances from like way outside the 18. It got me looking into like shots stats for San Jose.
Mhm.
In their first against Atlanta, which is a pretty solid squad, they had 10 shots, 4 on target. Versus Vancouver, 20 shots, 6 on target.
Yeah.
And then versus Colorado, they had 13 shots, 4 on target. So, I guess it's just a testament to their coach, Luchi Gonzalez.
Yeah,
I was listening to the San Jose podcast earlier today, and they're talking about Luchi ball and how he kind of has a similar style to Greg Berhalter.
Oh yeah.
He was the assistant coach at the
Okay.
World Cup, right?
Yeah.
Luchi
Yeah.
Gonzalez. Yeah,
That makes
to
sense.
Greg, assistant to Greg.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it makes sense that they would kind of play the same style.
Yeah. Also doesn't make me that worried then.
Yeah.
I was like they were all hyped about Lucci ball, and I'm like, okay, well he's playing Greg ball. Is what it
Yeah,
is.
which is like
I ain't worried
Not
about
a
that.
compliment.
Yeah.
sadly not dangerous. But
Yeah.
I think this will be our like biggest test since Austin for sure.
Mm-hmm.
They seem like they're gonna try and like the other teams that we've played have kind of just reacted to what we've done, whereas I feel like they're going to try and impose their will on the game, and it
Mhm.
might play into the press that we obviously want to play. So I'm
Mhm.
expecting a 4-2-3-1 similar to what we played against Austin, but this will be a pretty true test, especially for the defense, because not only
Mhm.
Espinoza, who had 7 goals and 14 assists last season, Ebo Bise was their top scorer, and he had 17 goals and 3 assists. And he's been with the team since like 2021 and actually played for Portland 2 and came up to like the actual Portland squad. And then they were willing to sell him for like 1.5 mil to San Jose in 2021.
Yeah, 17 goals. That's pretty solid for your
Yeah,
striker.
that's very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
And he
That's
looked
what
so dangerous versus Colorado as well. Like
Yeah.
he just had a lot of chances. So
He's very 2-footed, and he's not as crafty and like good in tight spaces as Espinosa is, but he's just very willing to try and make that bit of space, whereas a lot of strikers, they like want the ball played into a certain area and they're just gonna like hit it. He will create for himself if needed, and Espinosa is even better in my opinion. So I think it's gonna be like a true test for that. I guess our left side of the defense with Nelson and Hebert,
yeah,
like they're gonna be under fire like all night.
yeah,
So,
Yeah.
yeah. It's true. It's true. It's going to be interesting to see because Portland didn't. I didn't feel like Portland had much of a vision, in terms of like their play style.
they wanted to get their wingbacks high, but other
Yeah.
than that, it didn't seem very cohesive.
And I feel like
Yeah.
San Jose has more of a vision, and like the team has bought into it a little bit more. So it's like our chaotic high press versus what they're able to control. With
Mhm.
they'll probably have 60% possession again versus us, and I think that's okay. Like
Yeah.
we kind of like playing into that. So
Mm-hmm.
It's fine as long as we can win the ball back in high areas. And
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Their other attacker, Cade Cowell, he's only 19 years old.
Oh,
really,
And
is he American?
He is, yeah.
Nice.
He's actually gotten a lot of interest from some big European sides. I have that Newcastle and Bayern Munich were expressing interest,
Dang.
but the most likely to land him were AC Milan and Juve.
Really big teams.
Yeah,
like
so
all of them.
four
Yeah.
giants all looking at this kid. His first 3 games this season, he started each game on the left, and he's looked dangerous. He'll like make runs in behind. He's pretty fast and strong. But sometimes when he's on the ball, he doesn't really have that final blow to the defense.
Okay.
You know, like he doesn't have the final.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I saw him
March-
get a chance against Colorado, and he just like it was a good opportunity, and he just kind of blew it right into the keeper. So,
Yeah.
We have some players that do that.
Yeah, we do. We do have some players.
We have some people on the podcast that are the anti-Klaus agenda, and then others that are for the Klaus agenda.
I'm pro Klaus.
We're divided here.
I'm here.
Yeah,
I'm here
very
for the
divided.
Klaus.
Well,
Yeah.
all right. In all honesty, we're all pro Klaus in a way.
Yeah.
We just
Yeah,
think,
yeah, yeah.
We just think that the
We have
4-2-2.
preferences.
Yeah, some of us think that the 4-2-2 with Giacchini playing up top and then kind of falling into like a second striker role and deeper into the midfield just looks a lot better than the 4-2-3-1 in terms of like fluidity with midfield and attack. That's how I feel for sure.
That's true, but also we saw that against Charlotte, who is probably the worst team that we faced.
Yeah.
So, it's kind of, we can't really say that how that translates against bigger teams that are maybe more ball dominant.
But I want to see it again regardless.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, does it change? Like, I'm gonna ask you guys what formation you think we're gonna go with this Saturday. But I'm gonna tell you that San Jose went with a 4-2-3-1 versus Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mhm.
Atlanta also lined up with a 4-2-3-1, so it was kind of like a match for match there.
Mm-hmm.
But then the past two games against Vancouver and against Colorado, they went with a 4-3-3.
Yeah.
And I'd imagine they go with the
I
same thing against
honestly-
us.
I honestly don't think there's too much of a difference between those formations, just because it's kind of just where you want your outside wingers, your forwards going.
yeah.
If you want them coming back more or staying up, I think that's really the only difference. And from what I could tell, they were kind of pressing the back line and coming back on defense. So I feel like they're going to play pretty much the same way they have. Similar, I guess, to how we play, kind of pressing the back line. Yeah.
I'm guessing that we both line up with a 4-2-3-1.
Yeah.
Just because I think that's our most comfortable formation.
Yeah.
I think I agree. Charlotte was the worst team we've played.
I think by like far.
by far. And I think
They might be like locked for last in the East or something like that.
Yeah.
We'll see. But
Carnell, I think, knew that as well. And
so
he was
trying
like,
something out.
let's try a different formation. Let's see if we can get Joachini. We figured that out. Figured
Mhm.
out how to say that name. So
He what's it called? The I just prefer that formation because it allows for different players out on those wings. Like I like Stroud and I like Ulm, but they're kind of not technically where I want them to be. Like last game, Ulm has got to put that away. Where
God,
Klaus
that
just
change.
like kind of like shifts it to him past the defender, and he is just one-on-one with the goalie. You just got to like pick a side, and he just like hits it right at him, and it's not even like a hard shot.
Yeah,
that
he
he
like
got.
He
rolls
passed
it on
it.
the ground.
He passed it to him.
He like passed it
Yeah.
to him, and that's just like really disappointing.
And if
Not-
you're on the turf, like you could just skip one, like just put
Mhm.
like the ball skips a little easier on that. So I don't. Yeah, that's why I'm pro Klaus, man. He like created a beautiful chance there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
he is pretty creative.
He did have a couple, maybe not the best touches last game.
Yeah.
He had one chance he probably should have scored, if not at least put on target, that he blasted maybe 20 feet to the right and over the goal.
To the right and over.
Yeah.
It would have been
It
in
was
the
a
middle of a
horrible-
goal to the right of the goal.
If he puts it on target, I feel like he scores it 9 times out of 10.
Yeah.
And then the one where Stroud scored, was probably a little harder than the other one. He kicked his foot at it, and it bounced to Stroud, who tapped it in. But I don't know. You could argue that he could have done better in both of those.
You think Stroud keeps his starting spot?
I think
it's been
he
3
kinda,
games in a row.
I think he kind of always will. Just
I
Just because
because
he's a press monster? Like, is that what it is?
He's
Yeah.
a
And he
workhorse.
scored,
I
so,
also
like,
don't think we have anyone else that can like really play over there
You
as
could-
of right now.
I think we need to start giving Indiana Vatsilev a little bit of time.
I really
he
liked
started
him.
Yeah.
last game.
Yeah, I know he did,
But
but
he started
you-
over Blom, though, kind of,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I want him more in an attacking role. Like maybe
Really?
I want to see him if we're going with a 4-2-3-1. Right.
Well, I think he did
Mhm.
play on the left.
I think
Villa.
I would like to see Leuven and Blom in that two
The
right
deep
there.
lying playmaker
Yeah.
role.
Yeah, and then I would like to see. I guess we throw Stroud back out there because he really is a press god and he's kind of in form at this point. I want to see Indiana run it in the middle, and I want to see Tomas Ostrak out on the outside, on the right side.
I'd be down for that
Yeah.
formation.
I think Ostrak should start always on the
I
right.
agree.
I think that he prefers that because he's left-footed
He
and
can cut back on his
yeah,
left.
he can cut in like that inverted winger, and I think he has that in his bag.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like hate Stroud. I just am sick of watching our attacks like peter out because he's like staring at his feet like it's a television.
Yeah, yeah.
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 he might improve as the season goes on.
Of course.
Yeah.
And
I'm also
I'm
not
sure he
mad.
will.
He's got a goal in his last game.
He
so-
finished his chance. Like,
2 goals this season,
2
right?
goals this season already.
Yeah.
So
And I mean, you can't deny what he brings defensively.
the
So,
press is
yeah.
is like
We're
there.
really nitpicking.
No,
at
we
this
really
point.
are. Yeah. I kind of just want to see different looks and what else we have. But
But it's important to be critical even when you're at the top, you know.
yeah.
That's the only way to get.
Yeah,
better.
we are at the top of the league. Just for anyone,
Top of the league.
anyone that's not an
Only-
STLSC fan that's listening, remember that.
What's the name of the shield that you win?
Supporter Shield.
San Jose has won a couple of those. I think
Yeah.
2005 and 2012. It's the Supporter Shield, so it's kind of like NHL, where
Yeah.
at the end of the season they'll just shove the 2 leagues together or the 2 conferences together, and you just see who has the most points, and whoever has the most points wins that.
It's kind of
best
like
record,
yeah,
yeah.
it's like winning the prem.
It's winning the league,
Yeah,
right.
it's winning the actual
It's
league.
just the
yeah.
It
kind of.
really is, honestly.
Yeah, which is a
if
lot.
It was one combined league.
But I think that
Yeah.
I count that as like very. I rank that very highly.
us Americans really love our
playoffs.
our
man.
MLS Cup playoffs.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah. Well, now that we didn't even talk about that yet on the pod, they expanded the MLS playoffs down to 9 spots.
I think we mentioned it, but it's like a play-in of like 3 games, isn't it? Or like 2 games.
Yeah, but I mean, you still made the playoffs
Yeah.
if you get into
Mhm.
the 9th spot. So I'm like, all of our expectations some of them were crazy high. I won't say that, but I was like,
I think I said 4th. And
Yeah.
we're in 1st right now. To
I
be
know,
fair.
long season, long season,
Very long season.
We'll
But
see what
all right,
happens.
to be fair, like I had probably the worst or like the lowest expectations
Mhm.
for how the team was going to do in the group, and I don't think there's any way we miss out on playoffs at this point.
Yeah.
Like, the
there's
team
no
that we're
way.
seeing play is like very competitive and superior to like probably bottom half of the West. From what I can like tell thus far, which is great. Like, let's go to the playoffs. Let's win the thing.
I think we have some depth. That's what I'm really excited about. It's
Yeah.
like we are shifting players in, and I'm like somebody. Hopefully it doesn't happen, but if Klaus goes down or somebody else goes down, like one of our wingers goes down, we got another guy.
We've got
call
a
him up.
ton of depth.
Yeah.
Like you can see,
And they're all
Blown.
workhorses.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Blom goes out, throw Miggy in. Vasilev goes out, throw Leuven in that spot.
yeah.
Or they're all like interchangeable.
Yeah.
I think that the only place that we don't have depth is on that left-hand side. And
Yeah.
like Vasilev could play there. I just haven't seen it, so I don't know.
We do have we haven't seen him play yet, but Isaac Jensen or Isak Jensen.
Jensen.
Isak
Yeah.
Jensen,
yeah.
He's like 19.
Yeah.
We haven't seen him play at all.
I wonder
mean,
when we'll get some minutes from him.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He might just need to work his way up to that level. He's still pretty young. So.
Yeah. I mean, talking about depth, I did see that all of our academy teams won, and then City also won this
Dude.
past week. Like, we were
Uh-huh.
crushing them.
Yeah.
Good job, Connor Bayless. They won. I think they won 8-1 versus Cincinnati.
Yeah, that's
U17.
what I was about to say. We crushed Cincinnati like
Yeah.
8-1 or something
Yeah.
like that. I saw that on Litz's Twitter. I was like, "Jeez, dude, you're taking your off day to go watch the U18s, and they're just doing that."
I love to see that though. He's
No,
like
absolutely.
out and about. He's watching the youth. He's like, "Who we calling up next?"
Yeah.
He's like, "I want the next talent."
He needs
So,
to be tapped into what we're doing
Yeah.
in the youth.
I guess that's his job, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
If it's
Sure.
anyone's job, it's
It
his.
definitely is. Oh man. Score predictions. What do you get? Who do you think scoring, and what do you think the score is going to be?
So let me just start this off by saying my last prediction last week was correct. I predicted 2-1. So
Jonah knows ball.
and I also predicted
nice.
a Stroud goal.
Okay.
I predicted Klaus to break the record, but he obviously didn't score. But
It's
that's
all right.
okay.
Kyle Hebert got his first for the squad.
I was pretty close.
Yeah, that you guys had a great take on that. That header, it was so slow. I was like, does that? I don't know if it was a turf thing or like I don't know what the deal was. It just looked like everything was happening in slow motion.
Yeah.
Dude, that ball should have never made it to him. It like how that ball doesn't have somebody connect with it
Yeah.
before it bounces is like
Some
insane.
poor defending.
Yeah, for sure. But he's there in the right spot when he needs to be.
Also, I want to point out on the Portland header,
Yeah.
that was one over the top of Jake Nervinsky.
Yeah.
It was over the top of like 3 guys, but he was like front and center on that.
I
Yeah.
gotcha.
I feel like he had some good defensive moments one-on-one, though, later in the game.
Yeah.
Really?
So he
Okay.
kind of made up for it, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm not here to write anybody off. I just am noticing trends. I just watch games, notice
Fair to
trends.
say.
That's all it is.
Fair to
That
say.
game was
He's got
also it was just a lot more dominant out of us, even though we were down 1-0 early. Like
Yeah.
we controlled a lot more of what happened there. And this weekend, Or what was your prediction for this weekend? You didn't get to that, did you?
No, I think this is actually going to be a pretty close game. I think it's going to be 1-0 us, and I think we're going to get our first clean sheet. I think that's something that Carnell is going to really try to drill into the team is super important. Clean sheet at home, especially because we haven't had a clean sheet yet.
Yeah.
And that combined with the fact that San Jose is just a pretty solid team, I think. I don't think there's going to be a lot of goals. 1-0. I don't know who's scoring. Let's say Alm.
Oh, man. I
Okay,
think he needs to
redemption
redeem
game.
himself.
So you're saying there is no change to the starting lineup, at
You
least
think
in
he
that
starts,
aspect?
or is he coming in late and he's scoring off the bench?
I don't know. I think he's going to start. Yeah.
That's fair. I think this might be the first time we drop points all season,
Dang.
and I think
Meaning like is a tie? Or
yeah.
Okay.
I think it'll be a draw. I think we're gonna draw 2-2, and I think it'll be exciting. I just think that like both teams that are playing here like want to impose a certain will on the game, and ours is chaos. And I just expect there to be a lot of possession from San Jose, and then moments where we get in there and make a goal happen. Let's see Klaus on the score sheet and Leuven on the score sheet. I've
Okay.
been waiting to see his name outside of a penalty. I want to see him just like drill one from the top of the box into the bottom left-hand corner. Just
I
low and
like
hard.
it. So 2-2, 1-0.
1-0.
I think I'm going to go 2-1 City. Just because San Jose does look like a solid team, and it would be like I also really like our defense so far, but I think they probably get one past us. I imagine that we're going to score off of another set piece because San Jose has given up some goals on set pieces this year. So I imagine I'm going to give Tim Parker a goal,
Oh, okay.
and I'm going to give Tomas Ostrak a goal. I feel like he's due, man.
I hope he starts.
I
wanna
hope
see
he
him
does
start.
too, because he's been looking dangerous. I think he just needs to
Definitely.
get compensated for his danger, you
Mhm.
know? Just
I mean, if Swiderski didn't save that one, I think that and Klaus's goal in the Austin game would be like the goals of the season thus far.
Swiderski was the
He's
the
Cisniega
defender.
for
Yeah.
Charlotte. If he
Yeah.
didn't save that one where he just like lifted it
Oh
over the
yeah,
bar,
and that
It was
would
an
have sent the
amazing save.
roof off at St.
Yeah.
Louis City Park. It would have been wild. So, yeah, I think that's what we got 2-1.
okay. Any changes to the starting lineup that you want to see or that you think you will see? Because I don't think he's going to change it, honestly, except for maybe Miggy and Blom. I think that Blom could come back in because he's not going to be congested anymore.
Blom definitely coming back in.
Yeah.
I think he has to.
I think Alm off, and I think Václav in, and I think Václav plays that middle cam position.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and I want to see it happen. I think he's ready for it. Like
So who's on for Alm?
Ostrak,
Okay.
he'll play on the
okay, yeah,
right
he's-
side. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Hmm.
Gotcha.
I'd
I
love
think-
to see that lineup.
I think Leuven playing at that cam role, how he did last game, I think that was pretty effective.
Yeah,
It had him
Um,
much more involved.
that would be
finisher.
so you could switch the two.
Yeah,
and maybe
Vassilev
throw
and
Leuven
Leuven.
up top and Václav stays back.
And-
I just feel like Václav is more of an attacking player. I don't know. I'm just getting those vibes.
I think
like he's like a
Vassilev-
Ferrari.
I think Vassilev and Leuven are both very similar. Leuven like isn't as fast
yeah.
as Vassilev, but they both progress the ball a lot, and I think having Blom in the back with them like just really complements both of their games.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I'm excited to see because I think collectively we all think that Nelson's a good like defensive wingback, and he's gonna come up against like a top 5 at least right winger in this game.
Yeah, it'll be a
Ah.
good test.
And we kind of shut Driussi down a little bit. Besides his wonder goal, he didn't have many other opportunities. But when you like watch the highlights for these San Jose games, everything runs through Espinoza.
Yep.
Like the ball goes to that right wing, and he finds someone or creates something for himself. So I'm intrigued to see how Hebert and Nelson kind of shut that down.
Yeah, and I don't think it's just going to be Hebert and Nelson. I would
Well,
say
Blom.
you throw, I mean Blom as well, but I think you gotta like factor in whoever's playing that wing position. So if it's whether it's Stroud or if it's who else do we have out
Stroud
there?
would be running back.
Yeah, I mean Stroud and Nelson need to be doing a good job of locking him down.
Yeah.
And
He's
the player to watch. Talk about the danger.
I
Espinoza's the danger.
am the one who knocks.
So, yeah, I'm excited. I think we still get this dub. So,
That'd be huge, man. 4-0. That'd be wild. I feel like we got to drop points soon, man. I don't think we can
Or
always
just do?
It's too good to be true.
I'm banking on the correct prediction as in we drop points.
When do we play Seattle? I mean, or like Atlanta. Like I'm waiting for like
Those big
somebody,
games.
yeah, like a big game, you know?
Yeah, I can check
'Cause
out the schedule right
Milo
now.
said it the other day. He's like, I don't see us losing. I also don't see us losing until like we run up against somebody who's like a legitimate contender.
I'm not saying we're losing. I'm just saying
Yeah,
we're
we're
going to
dropping
drop
points.
points. Right.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
there's got to be draws every once in a while.
Yeah.
Hopefully not at home. Hopefully we can get
Yeah.
those on away days.
We've got San Jose, then we play Real Salt Lake. We're not going to see – we'll see Seattle on April 8th, day after
Okay.
my birthday.
Oh.
That's a tough one. In
Yeah.
Seattle, too, 9:30 p.m. start
Oh.
time. So,
Do they play at the Seahawks Stadium?
I'm
not sure.
I know they play on turf. So
Then they probably do.
Dude,
Yeah.
I'm over these turf fields.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
it's
so
like
over it.
one of the 5. One of
Yeah.
the 5 MLS teams.
I imagine Montreal or like does Minnesota? They have a new stadium, but Minnesota's cold, so I imagine they might have a turf.
I don't know,
I don't
honestly.
know. Look that up.
Yeah.
It was just I was getting so tired of watching that. You guys talked about it last pod.
Turf sucks.
It's hard to watch. It sucks. It's all right. We got a home game this weekend on some nice fresh
It's
grass.
gonna be beautiful.
Yep.
I'm trying to get into that game.
Yeah, our groundskeeper is going to be whispering sweet nothings into the
Yeah,
grass.
I love that. I love that. He's like, this is what it takes to have good grass.
How to have the best grass
Just
in the
him
MLS.
stroking the pitch. Just
Yeah, there was
God.
a video that went kind of viral, I guess, of our groundskeeper laying on the ground with his ear to the ground and maybe whispering
Sweet nothings.
into the ground. Yeah, so we have good grass. We're proud of it.
Yeah.
St. Louis always has good grass.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's about it.
It's
So,
also 314 day. So
Oh, yeah.
Happy 314
Yeah.
day.
So we're
everyone.
not losing.
yeah.
I don't know.
It's
Yeah.
an omen. It's a good omen.
Yeah, fair
It's
enough.
true. It's true. All right. Thanks for tapping in, y'all. That's the pod.
Hopefully we got another positive one for you after
Absolutely.
Saturday.
Tune in on Sunday
Yeah.
for our post-game analysis.
See ya. Thank you for watching this episode of Soul of the City, brought to you by First Touch Media and Anchor FM. Make sure to check us out on YouTube at First Touch Media, and all of our socials are at First Touch 314. Thank you for watching.